welcome to All Talk, the Geekbox Forums community podcast. This is episode number 39 for the week of October 29th, 2012. I'm Dakazu from the forums, and who is with me this week?
Darfox, eh?
Mr. X.
And Totoro.
I'm just going to give a heads up. This podcast might be a little short because I'm in the middle of moving. Like, literally, after we stop recording, I have to disassemble my modem and then go drive over to my new place and set it up over there.
Did you hire movers?
I did.
Good. I will never move myself again. That is hard work.
It is such hard work and so stressful. You know what they say? Getting married, finding a new job, and moving. 3 most stressful things you have to do.
Very stressful, it is, because you're constantly worried you're going to break all your stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I did 2 of those things earlier this year, and it within the span of a weekend. And that was I wanted to play in traffic afterwards.
Well, God bless you, because I think you were recording podcasts in between all that also.
Darfox, you've actually moved countries.
Yeah, and I kind of don't want to talk about it. It was, I kind of feel ashamed of it because my mom had to do all the work. Not the lifting work, but, organizing the boxes and stuff. She's like, okay, guys, we're going to move in a few weeks or months, whatever. We got to start organizing boxes. I'm like, I left it for, the last weekend.
Yeah, Mrs. Totoro did a lot of the stuff for us, and she was a saint, putting up with my BS through that.
My mom wasn't really a saint. She was constantly nagging and bitching us out. But it
sounds like you deserved it.
It's just bad because I forgot that I was moving this weekend. I was really busy at work, and it completely went over my head.
Yeah, I would love to be on that conversation where your wife says, "Oh, by the way, honey, don't forget that we're moving this weekend."
I was like, what? Wait, we are?
Do you at least know where you're moving to?
Yes. It's all set up.
Are you
sure
back
it's
to
not,
the mainland?
Are you sure it's not a cardboard box?
It is not a cardboard box.
It could be a refrigerator box, so they're pretty big.
Those are pretty awesome. I used to play in those as a kid.
There was
refrigerator boxes?
Yeah.
Yeah, they actually are great for kids.
Yeah, it's like a fort.
It could be anything.
I was in one, and then the neighborhood bullies showed up when I was 4, and then I went for a ride in the box because they started pushing it over.
Oh,
those
that sucks.
jerks.
And then they ruined my fort.
No, I was gonna say, you guys always talk about you guys just talked about how you never buy movers or pay movers.
Mm-hmm.
Or you never move without paying movers. Excuse me.
It's so much work.
Brain farting right now. It is, but I've moved so many times, not just for myself, but any single time a family member needs to move, they always call Darfox because he's relatively big, so he could lift some stuff. So I don't know.
Maybe you should start a moving business.
I scoff at you. I'm like, huh.
Maybe you should be the guy we hired to move us.
I'm gonna say that's slightly racist, maybe, because
you just said that everyone calls you.
My dad also worked in a company, a furniture company, and he would deliver stuff for a bunch of years. I think it's in our blood.
And by moving company, you mean the mafia?
No, he wasn't
and
moving dead bodies or anything.
And by delivering things, you mean hits
or horse heads.
That would have been kind of cool. And scary, but
that would have been cool. Transferring horse heads around, yes.
Would you just have a big meat locker in your house full of horse heads for when you need them?
Yarp. No,
well,
just furniture.
Honey, we might need these horse heads one day. I don't know.
But look at this. This is a zebra. This is a zebra head. What are you going to do with a zebra head?
Well, it's not. I mean, they're colorblind. They're not going to know.
They look like a horse.
Where has this conversation gone?
I know.
Yeah, I was saying this is some A material, but we should leave our mobster jokes for the Moviebox. Because there's some mobster stuff.
Should.
So some trailers came out this week.
Yeah, there were a lot of good movie trailers announcements. We want to talk about just upcoming movies and things. Do you want to start with Iron Man 3?
Sure.
That's the most popular one, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That is tonally different. The trailer makes the movie look tonally different than
a lot of people
other
say
ones.
It's the Dark Knight Risings of Iron Man.
Yeah,
it's the dark middle chapter of the 7-part series.
Yeah, I doubt that. Actually, I don't doubt that much. If they keep making money, they probably will make some of those freaking movies.
Well, I mean, counting Avengers, I mean, there could be 4 Iron Man movies, 5.
Well, this will be the 4th Iron Man movie if you count the Avengers. Does anyone know how many more Robert Downey Jr. is signed on for?
I'm guessing after his contract is up, they're just gonna back a Brinks truck up to his house, and then he'll sign on for some more.
Yeah.
I hope they don't make that many more. Maybe if he just does Avenger movies.
Well, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this one is not directed by Jon Favreau.
It is not.
So that could be part of it right there. So it could be... Who is...
It's Shane Black.
Shane
Black. Who did Lethal Weapon, right?
No. I think he did Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
No, I think he wrote that, and I think he was one of the... Oh, fuck. I can't remember. I was thinking that he was somehow... He did work on...
He wrote
Predator.
Lethal Weapon. And Monster Squad.
So he was in charge of some stuff.
Okay,
Well, Richard Donner directed Lethal Weapon.
Wrote, that's why I knew he didn't direct Lethal Weapon, but he was involved with Lethal Weapon. Sorry
He's
for
only
being
directed one movie. He only directed one movie. It's Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Okay,
a lot of people... Sorry, go ahead.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is good. It has Val Kilmer and Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, a lot of people are excited about the reunion of Shane Black and Robert Downey Jr.
I believe Totoro was trying to say something.
Oh, I was going to say, I knew that he was involved in Predator somehow. That was his first acting role.
Who was he in Predator? Oh, Hawkins?
Hawkins, yeah. Also known as the guy who Arnold yells at.
Is Hawkins the guy with the glasses?
Wait, is that how that guy dies? Because I can't remember. Or was Totoro just having like a mini seizure?
Well, it's... You know how he just yells at him, get down, get to the chopper! You know, every other... See,
yeah. Isn't he the guy with the glasses who tells the joke in the helicopter?
Yeah, it tells all the jokes.
His jokes are great.
The one about the big as a house.
I was gonna say, the like a little pussy. Mine's as big as a house. Yeah.
And it was funny because he had to explain it.
Yeah. So now we know who X's favorite movie character of all time is.
Yes.
Should we do... I guess we're going to talk more in depth about, like, what was in the trailer.
Well, yeah, we should.
Did you guys... what do you think he's talking about when he says in the trailer, after the events in New York? Do you think he's talking about the Avengers? Or
yeah, that was in New York.
Else?
That's kind of weird for me. Sorry, go ahead, Totoro.
Well, what I was going to say was, this could be, like, one of the... I mean, because at the... Spoilers for the Avengers. If you haven't seen it yet, then you are a bad human. But... that was probably among the first times that, he's really had to deal with... That was probably the closest he's ever come to dying in the movie universe.
Well, didn't he die and then they brought him back? Also, he's come pretty close to dying when the bomb blew up and then he had all the metal in his chest, all the shrapnel. And
I
was going to say, in the second movie, he was technically dying. He was getting, with that...
Well, the thing
was killed.
In Avengers, though, I think he was dead and they had to resuscitate him.
The Hulk just screamed and he woke back up.
Yep. That would start my heart.
See, this is why I think maybe it might be a separate event that we haven't seen. Like
or
they will have an event that takes place in New York that he's referencing.
Or he has post-traumatic stress from having to almost single-handedly fight an entire alien army.
I don't know. I mean,
to save the entire planet. He's never had to save the entire planet before.
We've talked about this before. That's possible. Like the way when you phrase it like that, that makes sense. But it is like a departure of the tone from the previous Marvel movies, right? Like the way the Avengers depicted that scene, it wasn't very serious. It was all very cartoonish, very lighthearted, and I'm sure if they wanted to, they could do a tone shift on that. But I would think it's kind of weird if they just flip the switch when all of a sudden he's tortured at night. He can't sleep because of the alien faces he was watching as he killed them and the remorse of the collateral damage. It rings slightly false to me.
But in Iron Man 1 and 2, everything he did for selfish reasons. Every single thing, really. And in Avengers, he was selfless. He was saving other people and not just looking out for himself.
I think a lot of people are speculating that because he's a superhero who his identity. Maybe what happens is that he's being attacked by who's the bad guy? The Mandarin, is that what he's called?
Well, there's two, isn't there? Mandarin isn't the guy in the other Iron Man suit, right?
I thought it was Brody, the other Iron Man suit.
Or Rhodey.
Rhodey, yeah.
Is that in the red, white, and blue one? The red, white, and blue one was War Machine?
I don't know. I know I saw Guy Pearce looking kind of shady, but I also saw, Sir Ben, Sir Benjamin Kingsley.
We don't know who that red, white, and blue like Patriot Iron Man is yet. We just know that there's an antagonist Iron Man suit around. And on top of that, we have the Mandarin shooting rockets at you.
Okay. According to sources, Rhodes's armor will take on an American flag-inspired color scheme in this film, similar to the Iron Patriot armor from the comics.
So Iron Patriot is the same guy?
Man of War, or War Machine.
War Machine.
No, it's not the. It's not the same, but
in the movie, it's the same character.
No, it's just it's the color scheme is similar to it. In the comics, Iron Patriot is Norman Osborn.
Is that a villain?
That's the Green Goblin.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, is Iron Patriot supposed to be a villain in like the movie? Because don't you see him like the Iron Patriot in the trailer, like on the bed with them?
Yeah, on the bed with Gwyneth Paltrow's character.
Yeah, so if that's Rhodey, it doesn't make much sense unless the thing is taking. If the suit took control of him, maybe. I don't know.
Don't you think it's kind of sad that yet again they have to rely on another, like, Iron Man is fighting another evil suit?
Well, he's not. I mean, really, because Mandarin doesn't have a suit. He has rings.
What I find weird is it seems like wait, who's the other character? Oh, you just mentioned him. He's like a handsome actor. No.
Guy Pearce.
Guy Pearce. Yes. He seems to be like another like businessman villain, like there was in the second movie. Remember in the second movie that was like
Sam Rockwell's character.
Yeah.
Is he a villain?
He looks like a villain.
He seemed like a villain. That's what my read was from the trailer.
He's the creator of the Extremis virus.
Well, it sounds like a villain to me.
Maybe the virus is good.
That the Iron Man suit that it kind of molds into Iron Man's body?
You mean the nanomachine one?
Yeah. Is that what that is?
I think that's called Fox.
I'm sure everyone listening who is knows their comic stuff is screaming at us like, you guys don't know shit. It's true. We don't.
Whatever.
Should have Kenzo on or
I'm
Kevin
more
on.
into DC.
Okay, Extremis is a super soldier solution. It is a bioelectronics package fitted into a few billion graphite nanotubes and suspended in a carrier fluid. A magic bullet like the original super soldier serum, all fitted into a single injection. It hacks the body's repair center, the part of the brain that keeps a complete blueprint for the human body. When we're injured, we refer to the blah 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 blah. It rewrites the repair center.
It doesn't really sound like he'd be a bad guy for that.
No, it sounds like he's a scientist. So
maybe he gets captured and made to turn the Mandarin into a super soldier, and then Iron Man has to fight him.
Oh, really?
Well, maybe Superman shows up and Iron Man says, "Hey, buddy, get out of my movie," and he punches him.
Yep, that's what's gonna happen.
So I wanted to interject something quickly that Ronnie said. He remembers reading a very brief Disney description about the movie that Stark begins to wonder if it's the man or the suit that makes Iron Man what he is. That might be interesting, but again, kind of weird.
Well, at the end of the trailer, it shows him dragging his suit in snow. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a weird shot because they sort of fade out and fade back into that. Because trailers do that routinely. To give you one little bit, one more scene to let you chew on that scene or something like that. But that was a weird scene to let you chew on because that doesn't really mean anything.
Why wouldn't he just wear it? The power is in his chest.
Maybe it's all beat up.
Yeah, maybe he just has those scraps.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. I mean, that's always the thing is that the way they can cut a trailer, it's very unlikely that anything is told with any linearity. And there's, you have all of 30 seconds worth of context.
How about that Bane-esque voice?
I've heard a lot of people, call it that, and I just can't hear it because I can hear Ben Kingsley in there, and that's what I hear.
It's kind of a weird voice, but it doesn't sound like Bane to me.
Well, it's like that deep, kind of weird accent voice where he's sounding ominous.
And I'm trying to remember how processed it sounded, but
I don't think it was too processed.
Because Bane was totally muffled, almost staticky.
Well, he kind of was talking and he had a sock in his mouth some of the time.
Yeah,
or a mask over his face.
Bane is really distinct. I would dislike if every single movie that has an accent will suddenly be like, it's Bane.
Every movie with an accent, it's Bane.
I'm still kind of. I still feel kind of weird about that Bane accent. It was just totally not what I expected.
You talking about Dark Knight Rises?
Yes.
It
I
was
liked
it was
He
weird.
sounded
but
like a jolly grandpa.
Yeah, I got over it. It kind of worked.
I just remember being like totally. I don't know. I kind of felt underwhelmed the first time I heard it, and I mean, it did kind of grow on me throughout the film, and I only watched it the once, but I didn't watch it again.
Do you think
I feel better about it.
we should move on to the next trailer?
We should move on, but before that, I want to just mention I was looking at Shane Black's IMDb page. Guess for Fox,
What?
he's directing the Death Note movie.
Oh wait, is that going through?
I guess so.
Are you sure? Because IMDb can list a bunch of bogus things.
That's also very true.
Yeah,
But
they
if
list
IMDb
everything that has been like sort of pseudo announced.
Hmm.
Well, they also said
Death
that.
Note.
See, I watched the first two Japanese live action movies.
I haven't even seen those.
Yeah, I haven't
Are they
either.
any good?
They are okay.
Interesting.
I saw them in the theater because they had like the one night only things here in the States. But it was okay, and I mean, I had seen the anime, and I mean, I really dug the whole concept, and the Shinigami they look cool in the movie.
That's cool. I mean, it seems like, unlike source material that wouldn't translate well to Hollywood, it seems like one that actually could translate pretty well.
Yeah,
you know?
I have a lot of problems with Death Note, but it could be a great thriller movie.
But anyway,
Yeah,
moving on
we
to
could
next
talk about that
trailer.
some other time.
Yes.
Let's cover the new Die Hard movie.
Did you guys know Tim Bieber was diagnosed with cancer?
No.
The hell?
I think I've woken up into a great place.
Why the hell did you bring that up?
Are you trolling us? Because I know what this is about.
Because I just stumbled upon this thing where all these girls on Twitter are shaving their heads now.
Yes, that's so. I forget who. I think it might have been Snake Dude who explained it to me. Some people on Reddit decided to throw a bunch of like 10-year-old girls and spread lies that Justin Bieber had cancer. So everybody had to all these girls to show. I don't know what that's called.
Shave their head.
Yeah, shave their head for him to show that they're with him, hang in there, and it's all a lie. They just got these poor girls to shave their fucking head.
That
That's
makes
pretty
it.
fucking horrible.
That also makes it kind of funny
It's kind of funny, but it's also really, really sad for a lot of reasons.
and mean.
Well, I mean, that to me that will teach them an important life lesson to, actually research things before you snap to a decision.
And also, hopefully, it'll
Snap
make
to a
them
judgment.
like better music.
Yeah, and hopefully these girls,
Whatever.
if when they realize they're fooled, they don't feel super bad about it, and they say, "Oh, whatever, I'll just have short hair for a while." I predict some of these girls are possibly super vain, and when they find out that they have to cut out their long hair for this troll joke, they will feel really, really bad, and I hope they don't.
I would feel really bad if I got a trick like that. It's annoying.
They were just super gullible.
They're also super young, and not everybody has hardened skin like us through years of the internet being the internet.
You speak for yourself, Darfox.
I don't get it.
I believe gullible wasn't in the dictionary. It's a true story.
It's not.
Really?
Yep.
Darfox, it is. It's
But-
trick you play on gullible people.
But anyway, let's talk about Die Hard.
Okay. That
Die
is
Hard
a-
is a movie.
Die Hard 5, or A Good Day to Die Hard. I think it actually looks kind of good. I don't know if it'll be a good Die Hard movie, but I think it might be a decent action movie.
Kenzo said on the forums.
Yeah,
too.
and that's kind of that was kind of with Live Free and Die Hard, right? I mean, they had some cool scenes, but it was a little bit too ridiculous and dumb to be a Die Hard movie.
You didn't like when he was on top of the plane?
No, when he kicked the Harrier jet.
He kicked the Harrier jet and then threw a car at a helicopter.
Yeah. See, actually, that scene kind of what's the word? Simplify the reason why this movie is so different, because sure, John McClane did some the weird ass incredible ass shit, but he never stood up and said, all right, I'm gonna jump off this building with this fire hose wrapped around me and kick through this window. That shit just happened, right? And that's how it all worked out, right? In that Live Free Die Hard, he says, "Oh, hold on, I gotta go kill a helicopter with this car," and he does it. Like,
But in the other movies, he did what he had to because he had no other choice, and he had choices in the new ones.
yeah, like it all was like John McClane was always part of luck, right? There was part of the reason why he got through was that he was really lucky. That's probably like the fun of the movie, where these crazy situations. In my opinion, Live Free or Die Hard became something different, where he became kind of like so where it became like kind of meta. Like, John McClane's badass, so the movie knew he was badass, and he knew he was badass in the movie. It was weird.
It didn't really have any scenes where he was talking to himself there, which I didn't like, because I like the scenes where he's talking to himself.
Mm-hmm. And this movie seems like it's going to be a continuation of that, which could be a cool movie, but Die Hard isn't what it used to be. She just ain't what she used to be.
But
So it's not R.
Well, it's not PG. They haven't said what it is yet. It could be R.
I doubt it.
Have you guys seen the Entertainment Weekly cover?
Yes.
It's pretty funny. It's kind of stupid, but really funny.
I posted it in the thread on the forums.
Yeah, I think that's where I saw it. It says, Yippee-ki-yay, Mother Russia.
Oh, that thing? Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's kind of stupid, but it made me laugh.
It's alright.
After people were thinking Prometheus was going to be PG-13, and that turned out to be R. So and that's also from Fox. So I think it's a 50-50 shot of being R.
We shall see.
But
I forgot that Mary Elizabeth Winstead played his daughter.
Yeah, Mew is in this one too.
Yeah, I saw that in the trailer. And I was like, wait a minute, was she in the fourth one? And I had to go back and check it out. Indeed, that was her.
And his son is in this one.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
He's Australian.
No, I don't think I've ever heard it mentioned that he had a son.
No, you see him in the first one.
He was in the first one.
Yeah,
really?
Maybe the first two.
Possibly,
he's in the first one, portrayed by Noah Land, and then the fourth one he's mentioned, but this is going to be the character's first time that character is going to be shown since the first movie.
Yeah, they set like the housekeeper. The kids are with the housekeeper, and then the news guy shows up, and then
oh yeah.
He didn't go on the camera. The daughter did, his sister, but I think he was there with her.
Okay.
That fucking newscaster, what an asshole.
Did you guys have any problem with within the fiction of Die Hard that in the third movie you find out that he's been divorced?
No.
No.
Because it seems like the first two movies just focus so much on him like trying to save his wife and like.
Well, yeah, he was trying to save his wife, but they were also like on the brink of divorce for that whole everything before that movie.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but he works in New York, and then, she is in L.A.
Yeah, and they referred to it as that California thing in Die Hard with a Vengeance. To that whole thing, because he's not an L.A. cop.
I don't remember this.
I know, Die Hard.
They were just a dysfunctional couple, so
yeah,
all that danger and life saving wasn't going to help that. Probably make it worse.
Remember, she was going by Gennaro instead of McClane.
Yeah,
I really like that scene when he gets to like the touchpad. He goes, "Cute toy." Like, this movie, how old is this movie? It's pretty funny.
Yeah, it had a touchscreen. It's the future.
Huh.
You should watch Die Hard 1 again.
Just watch them all.
It's been a while, especially since I think I only saw
2 is
once.
underrated.
I don't like 2. Well, I like it fine, but I do think it's the worst.
It has the Grim Reaper from Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey in it.
You actually think it's worse than the fourth one?
I guess not.
I think it's a better Die Hard movie, but a worse action movie than the fourth one.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. It's a weird distinction, but yeah. As a Die Hard fan, I kind of subscribe to that.
Huh. Yeah, I think
because it's like the same events of the first movie basically happening again, where he's just lucky constantly.
Mm-hmm.
No, I haven't.
It was the first sequel.
It was.
I really like the third movie, by the way, and a lot of people apparently.
No, a lot of people like it. It's the second best one.
Yeah, I agree. Second best one.
Really? Because a lot of people, from what I remember, like shit on that movie.
I think you.
Samuel L. Jackson.
I just think you were talking to crazy people.
I guess it was kind of gimmicky because they brought in Samuel Jackson to be like the wisecracking sidekick. It's kind of gimmicky, but like it's a good movie. It's very entertaining. It's well made.
Yeah, it's good. Hans Gruber's brother, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Spoilers.
Yeah, and they do a pretty good like twist on that, where you think he's coming for revenge, but it's all like a front.
Just
Yeah,
like in the
money
first
is-
one, you
Yep.
think he's a terrorist, but it turns out it was a front for a robbery.
Yeah, I think they knew what they were doing with that movie. It's pretty cool.
Actually, that movie was originally not a Die Hard movie. It was
Really?
just an action movie that they just decided to turn into a Die Hard movie, but they did a good job. I'm like 80% sure that's true.
I'm sure we'll be corrected if we're wrong.
It didn't take place in Christmas, so it broke the chain. Because part 4 wasn't in
Yeah.
Christmas either. And I doubt part 5 is in Christmas.
It could be. I mean, it's looked cold
I think Christmas in Moscow must be like super snowy, I don't know. Maybe not
or
crazy.
hot. I don't know how temperature works.
Yeah,
in different
where
parts
on
of the
earth does
world.
it take place? Where in Moscow is it?
Before we move away from Die Hard, I realized
What?
that Bruce Willis is going to play Kane in the Kane and Lynch movie.
Yeah, with Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx is going to play Lynch.
That is so weird.
Oh, but back to the Die Hard trailer though. What did you actually think of the trailer? I don't think we actually talked about that.
It's just like you said. It looks like a good action movie.
When I see
But-
the girl... Sorry, go ahead.
The Christmas music, was it Ode to Joy?
Yes, I actually really like that, because that's the best thing in Die Hard 1. When the crooks open the safe.
Yeah, and that's also what makes me think that it might be a Christmas movie, even though it comes out after Christmas.
Well, I think All the Joy... I think we... Wait, is All the Joy a Christmas song? Because I associate it with Christmas because of Die Hard, but I don't know
Yeah,
if
me
it is.
too.
Well, whatever. Either way, that's a good callback, because that is my first scene in Die Hard 1, when they open up the safe and they're like going through like all the bonds and stuff. It's really good.
Yeah. Well, my favorite scene is the end where he has the gun taped to his back.
That's pretty cool too.
Also, now I have a machine gun. Ho ho ho. That movie is just great.
What I was going to say is that sorry, we keep introducing Totoro today. But what I was going to say is that the motorcycle chick, she reminds me too much of Ava from Metal Gear Solid 3. So when I saw her, like, I should bite her, because she would always open up her leather thing and show off her boobies.
You could say that about any chick who opens up the front of her thing and shows off her
Yeah, but-
boobies.
I
She's a
think you could find-
motorcycle chick.
I think you could find a connection to Metal Gear in anything.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's what I'm trying to say.
What were you going to say, Totoro?
I forget.
Okay.
Because my
No,
point
but-
was so salient.
It may Die Hard, I think, is just one of those really great Christmas movies. It just makes me feel all warm and fuzzy and Christmassy.
That and A Christmas Story and Lethal Weapon.
Lethal Weapon is a Christmas.
But Lethal Weapons,
Yeah, it's a Christmas movie.
At least the climax is in Christmas. That movie takes place over like a longer period of time than Die Hard.
It does, but it's during the Christmas season. Because, I mean, there's that scene, the first time you see Riggs, he's buying a Christmas tree, or he's at a Christmas tree shop where they're buying Christmas trees.
Yeah.
Huh.
did you know that the original cut of A Christmas Story, like, it was supposed to start like around Halloween and follow the kid from Halloween through Christmas?
That would have been cool.
Nah,
Yeah,
actually, I
think,
like.
the original cut.
But I like
that
it the way it
doesn't do
is.
that.
It would have been interesting. If they ever do a remake, that's what they should do.
Oh no.
Would you rather have I'd rather have a remake than that sequel that's got made.
Holy shit.
They've already got the sequel. I mean, the original sequel came out like 15 years ago.
I mean, the new sequel.
Yeah, I don't know who from Gene Shepard's family decided. Evidently, they need the money.
Apparently. But what do you think of that last scene of the trailer? Where John McClane says, nobody's going to die today, and then they jump out and start shooting their machine guns. So I guess they meant nobody's going to die today except for all these people we're killing right now.
Yeah. It's kind of weird phrasing. He's like, he should have said, "You're not going to die today," or something like
Or
that. to
we're
encourage
not
him.
gonna die
Yeah.
today.
Well, maybe the plot revolves around the city, like in the third movie. You know, maybe that's what he's talking about.
Well, there is a lot of explosions in that trailer.
There is.
I'm pretty sure they blow up every car in Russia in the trailer.
Did you guys know that the Ode to Joy was adopted as the anthem of Europe by the Council of Europe in 1972?
So Europe
I
is
did,
Christmas?
because I'm also looking at the same Wikipedia page.
So wait, is it a Christmas song, or are we just
It's
fat Americans?
not. It was
No,
adapted
it's not.
to
It's-
"Joyful, Joyful, We Adore Thee," which is a hymn that a lot of people sing at Christmas.
Thanks
Oh,
to
this
Die
is unrelated to these trailers, but I was at the mall today and I played around with the Microsoft Surface a little bit.
What is that? Remind me.
Was it just the Surface, the RT version?
Yeah, it's not the Pro, but it had the cool cover keyboard thing.
What is this?
See, I'm
It's the new
fascinated by
It's
that.
the new tablet from Microsoft. the Windows 8 tablet.
The micro
I
iPad.
remember.
And it has like a smart cover, only it's also a keyboard.
Physical keyboard.
There's actually two versions of the keyboard. One of them, it actually has like physical buttons, like a standard keyboard, and the other one is just like this. It's like leather, but it has like bumps for all the buttons, and it just works like it normally would, and it has a touchpad and stuff. But then it's also, you can take that off and have it just be a normal like iPad tablet, but Windows 8.
So did you get to try out the keyboard part?
Yeah, I got to hold it because they set up a Microsoft Store like kiosk thing at the mall, so I got to play with it a little bit. And I tried both.
How was the keyboard?
It works like a keyboard. It's worked perfectly.
Nice.
I liked it a lot.
The one thing that when I look at that piece of hardware, and in my mind I compare it to an iPad or an Android tablet.
I did the same thing.
It looks like twice as thick. It looks like it would be pretty hefty. I don't know that it's something that I would want to.
It's not heavy, but it is a little thicker. I would say it's probably, if I had to guess, I'd say it's like 5% thicker than my iPad 3.
Okay. And it doesn't look like it has like the tapered edges. It looked like it was pretty kind of boxy.
Kinda, but it has a kickstand.
Like a bike?
Yeah, the back of it it flips out, so then it's a stand, and then the cover can fold down, so then it's just like a laptop. It's actually really nice.
Yeah, I would actually be really interested in one of those, like maybe the Pro version when it comes out, for the pure and simple fact of I would like to be able to take like my development tools kind of anywhere with me without having a full laptop.
Yeah, I agree. And you could also put Steam on it.
I don't know that I would go that far, but definitely something that I can run Visual Studio and SQL Server Management Studio on.
Well, I don't remember checking, but I'm pretty sure the Pro version will have USB ports, so you could plug in a mouse, or it has Bluetooth anyway, so you could use a Bluetooth mouse. So you could put Steam on it and actually play games. And the Pro version, I believe, has an i5 processor, which is supposed to have like a built-in GPU that's decent enough to handle games, like modern games.
Now, the thing about that is, though, with the RT version, that's running on the ARM processor.
Yeah.
And that's like, it's I mean, it obviously doesn't perform as well as an i5, but with that trade-off, you're going to get extended battery life. Now, with the Pro version, I don't think unless they do something pretty wild, you're not going to get the same battery life. It's probably going to be similar to like a laptop. I would
it'll
maybe get 4 or 5 hours.
And it'll be a bit thicker than this one.
And heavier because they're going to have to pack that full of like lithium-ion battery cells.
Yeah, but you will be able to put anything you want on it instead of just the tablet-specific version of apps.
Yeah, the ARM.
But at that point, wouldn't you just want like a laptop instead?
Well, at that point, it is a laptop. It's an Ultrabook. It's just a really portable Ultrabook.
With a touch interface.
Yeah, and the touch interface worked great.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to ask. Now, I know that we've kind of talked on the Mumble server a little bit about Windows 8 in general, and I have kind of made it known that I'm not a big fan. How do you like the Windows 8 Metro, or I guess Modern UI is what they're calling it?
I think it worked fine for the tablet, but then when I was messing around with the mouse, I didn't like it at all. But when I was using it as a touchscreen, I liked it, if that makes sense. But there is a button there that you just hit, and then it brings up a desktop.
That's it's not the Windows button, it's the thingy button.
But it can be the Windows button.
I think so.
The Windows button, I tried the Windows button on the keyboard, and it would switch between the two. So that was cool.
I haven't seen it myself. I've only heard you guys talk. Is it just that Windows 8 it was really designed for the tablet?
It was kind of.
I think it really was.
I think most of the problem that people have with Windows 8 is the fact that it's more of a closed ecosystem. At least that's what people are scared of. So it's more like OS X.
Like a Mac? Yeah, like a Mac platform.
Where you have to get like Microsoft approval. But that's what they're afraid is going to happen. But that's not what it is yet. You can still put anything you want on it.
Well, no. I mean, with OS X, you can... I mean, there are, 101 different vectors that you can get, as far as, I mean, like with OS 10, you don't have to buy anything from the App Store. You could buy it all,
I should have
online and
said
just download it.
iPhone and iPod Touch.
iOS.
Yeah, iOS.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I wish they were a little bit more open about that, but I mean, I can, at the same time, I don't necessarily think that they have to worry about piracy quite as much.
Also, I think why people are complaining is like Gabe Newell has come out against it. I think that's because he's a little worried that having an app store built into it might attract more people away from Steam, because there's an app store built into it without having to go to a third party.
Well, and I think that the other thing about that, though, is that, and if Microsoft, takes the same line that, like, I don't know, Electronic Arts has, where they're not, putting these games on sale, or they're not putting software on sale, and when I say on sale, like reducing the price, then I think that that's going to people are going to continue to be driven towards Steam.
Plus, like, Internet Explorer hasn't built into Windows since forever, and people still use other browsers instead of Internet Explorer.
Well, and the other thing about that is that if Microsoft were to close the ecosystem like that, I think that they would be hit with antitrust so quickly it'd make their head spin.
Yeah, because they just suddenly be cutting out tons of businesses.
Yeah. Well, the other thing about that is that I think the European Union just filed charges against them again because of the whole Internet Explorer thing. They have not followed, what they're supposed to do.
Right. Not supposed to bundle it or something. Like, they're supposed to have it be a separate download, something like that, or give you the option to not install it.
I think that's what it is.
Really? That's like a thing they can't have you get Internet Explorer when you get Windows?
Well, it's not that. I think it's that it's so baked into that it was so baked into the operating system that it was viewed as anti-competitive.
Okay, I see.
And, in this day and age, I don't know that it matters quite as much, because I'm actually pretty sure that, especially in certain markets, I am almost positive that in Europe, Chrome is the most used browser.
Yeah, Chrome or Firefox.
I think it's Chrome, but speaking from someone who's looked at analytics and stuff for websites, I have seen Internet Explorer, going down over the past handful of years, precipitously.
Well, it hasn't been good. It's been kind of a bad browser. Apparently,
I
it's
always
okay
laugh
now.
when I always laugh, but I always laugh when someone's like, "Oh yeah, I use Internet Explorer. It's not that bad. They got better." It's like, okay,
No, it didn't.
I'll stick with my Opera. Thank you very much.
Opera.
There's a reason I like to call it Internet
We already
Explorer.
went over this, X. Sorry, Totoro, I went over your joke.
Opera is a resource hog.
It is. It's the only problem.
Is it?
It is.
I remember when that was the fast browser.
It loads pages really fast. It uses a lot of resources.
It does.
Firefox.
I like the mouse
that as
commands.
Yeah, those are pretty nice. I used it for a while. I liked it. It was just using up too many resources, just too much CPU and memory. But I did notice on the Surface that I was using, I did not really like the resolution all that much. Although I'm used to Retina now on my iPad, which is really good. You can't see pixels on the iPad, and you can see pixels on the Surface. Pixel density.
I think Darfox fell asleep.
No, I just had my head down because I thought I heard gunshots outside my window. But
Are you serious?
they must have been fireworks, because if not, it was like the biggest shootout ever.
Were you about to go into a sneaking?
It lasted like 2 minutes, so I was like, that must be no way people are exchanging so much shots.
CQC.
I was like, oh my, you're talking about tablets and I'm about to die.
You should have said something.
Darfox?
No,
Darfox!
it's fireworks because it lasted like forever.
You keep telling yourself that.
It's fireworks.
If a guy busts through your door, jump out the window immediately. Unless you're on the 82nd floor. You'll take him? CQC?
I'll do something, I don't know.
What? How
doesn't
did you
inspire
grab
a ton of
Bottle
confidence.
Raid? Like you told us, like when you had to deal with the cockroach. That was a great story. Go back and listen to that episode. There was another movie trailer I want to talk about, which was The Evil Dead.
Yeah. How about that?
Yeah, X, what do you think?
I think a lot of people were expecting it to be funny, like Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness.
It looks super serial.
Have you seen the first Evil Dead? Have you?
Yeah, it's hokey as shit.
First Evil Dead is super serious.
But it's hokey as shit.
Well, it's because it's super cheap.
Right, because with the acting is kind of goofy and the special effects are they're actually very cool, but like they're very cheap.
Well, they're smart and they're interesting.
Yeah,
but they're still cheap.
Rape Tree.
Yeah, it's back.
So it's kind of weird to see like basically that first movie applied a big budget.
I would have rather seen them go the funny route, but
I would have too.
I don't know how you'd make a movie about a cabin in the woods be funny anymore after Cabin in the Woods came out.
That is very true.
I think Cabin in the Woods may have ruined Evil Dead for me forever.
Nah, Evil Dead 2 is funny in a completely different way.
It is.
Like, it's all Bruce Campbell, like...
It's like Three Stooges style.
Inside this cabin.
Mm-hmm.
But this is super serious, and I don't know. I mean, again, Cabin in the Woods kind of makes this movie seem redundant.
I would have totally gone and seen this, but now it looks kind of scary for me.
Yeah, it's super gory.
Yeah, and then there's a scene in the trailer where that girl is just cutting her tongue. Oh, I hate those scenes.
She was also cutting her arm.
Was it the arm? I thought it was the tongue. I was
well,
like,
yeah, it was her tongue at the end, but then it was also the arm. Her hand was getting all weird.
Worst.
What do you think, Totoro?
Well, yeah, go ahead, Totoro.
I didn't get a chance.
What?
We spoiled it for Totoro. I'm so sorry.
If it sounds like the original,
only a million times bloodier.
I mean, they have to amp it all up because everything has been amped up so much over the past. What has it been? 30 years, 25 years?
Something, yeah.
It's been a while.
It's been a long time.
Apparently, there was a Comic-Con panel for this movie where Bruce Campbell was saying, "We know what you guys want. You guys want blood."
Wait, he's going to be in it?
What I want are fake shimps.
I don't think so. He might have a cameo or something.
I want fake shimps, goddammit. Fake
I
shimps.
want
like
a deer head on the wall.
Laughing.
Yes.
That's my first scene in Evil Dead 2.
It's the best.
Can I just say, because I wasn't on that podcast where you said Evil Dead 2 is like a remake? I don't think it's a remake.
It's totally a remake.
It is.
So, like...
I think even Sam Raimi has said that
it has the same. It has characters and played by the actors that died in the first one back in the second one.
Yeah, so like what Higgins really argues, I don't want to argue for him because I could be misrepresenting his argument, but basically is that if you cut out the first 5 minutes of Evil Dead 2 and paste it at the end of Evil Dead 1, it's completely seamless, right? And I understand that, but I think even if that's the case, it's still sort of thematically a remake because a lot of the same things that happen in part 1 happen again in part 2, but different and like kind of funnier.
Why would they go back to a cabin and read from the Necronomicon again?
Well, because that happens like in the intro part, right? Like the 5-minute part. Because in the beginning of Evil Dead 2, they kind of sum up a lot of the reasons why they're there and why the monsters are there, right?
Right.
So I think that's what Higgins argues, that like if you cut that part out, it's completely seamless to the end of the first Evil Dead movie. But when he goes back inside the cabin, a lot of the same things happen, like the stuff with the cellar door, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's a thematic remake. Like they got the first movie, and they sort of did it kind of funnier.
They're like, how could we make this more entertaining and better?
Yeah, a lot better.
And they were like, we like the Three Stooges. Let's make a horror.
That's why I like
Stooges.
it so much. It's so silly and so much fun.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not that big a fan of horror movies. I think I like plenty of horror movies, but Evil Dead 2 takes the cake.
Apparently, Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi want to make an Evil Dead 4 or Army of Darkness 2 or whatever they want to call it, but they're making this instead.
Yeah.
Maybe if this makes money, that'll actually happen.
But that's kind of fucking it up because isn't Ash a girl in this version? The new version?
Well, maybe it'll just be called Army of Darkness 2 because a lot of people are dumb and don't know that Army of Darkness is Evil Dead 3. So they could have both the remake and continue the series.
I don't understand why that is the more popular movie compared to Evil Dead 2.
Because it's ridiculous. And
Well, so is Evil
It's
Dead
far
2.
more quotable. Evil Dead 2 is a better movie in general.
It had a bigger budget and it's shown more on TV, so more people have seen it.
They're missing out.
I saw it on TV first.
It was on USA like every day for like 20 years. But there was like a million different versions of that movie that they would show too.
People are missing out. I'm just saying.
Evil Dead 2 is my favorite too. But this is super bloody.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I want to see it because I think it might be a little too serious. I will see it, obviously, but I don't know if I want to.
I remember when I was working at the video store back when I was a teenager, and I hadn't seen any of the Evil Dead movies yet. This is probably when I was like about 15 or 16. And someone had said, you have to watch the original Evil Dead because that's the scariest movie that he'd ever seen. And I remember being kind of underwhelmed by it at the time.
Yeah.
But
this was like 95, 90... Well, this would have been like 95, 96.
The original movie still scared me when I saw it. I mean, hokey as shit, but it still scared me.
It didn't really scare me. I thought it was kind of bad, to be honest.
It didn't scare me, but I liked the enthusiasm behind the movie. Like, you could tell, like the way things were made.
You could tell they were having fun.
Yeah, but the people making the movie wanted to be there, and they wanted to make like a good movie.
According to Bruce Campbell's autobiography, it was not fun. It was like painful.
Well, there was no stuntman or anything. So if you saw him flying him against a wall, he would throw himself against the wall.
He was flying, yeah.
Apparently there were a lot of issues that happened, like they were taping, like especially like food and catering and people getting food poisoning and shit.
Well, they're ghetto as hell. Like, what do you expect?
Did you know? I don't know if it's the first one. I think it might be Evil Dead 2. You can see Freddy's glove sitting there.
Yes, it's in the workshed.
But I think it's supposed to be the original glove, which is really? Missing.
Or other that, wasn't there also like a Nightmare on Elm Street poster or something, or was it just a glove?
I think it might just be a glove. I'm not sure. I think I read that was the original glove, and it has since gone missing. No one knows where it is. Like the original glove from Nightmare on Elm Street, the actual one from the movie. Which is, how did they get it? Bruce Campbell stole it from Freddy Krueger.
He's Bruce Campbell. He can score anything.
Was there any other movie trailers? Those are the three that come to mind.
That's all I can think of.
I've noticed recently that the Hobbit trailers have been on more and more.
I don't really want to watch them because I know I'm going to see the movie and it will just be showing me stuff that I have already read in the books anyway.
Yeah, I'm going to go see the first one, but I'm wondering what in the hell they're going to do with the second and third ones. Probably more than what's going to.
Maybe the first movie will end with them leaving the Shire.
So the whole movie will be them in the Shire.
Are you
smoking weed?
If this first movie doesn't at least get them through
to the part where they get put into bags, they get put in the bags and carried around, right?
A certain.
I think it's been a while since I read Hobbit.
The trolls, the trolls put them in bags because they're going to now they get put in barrels. And they go down the river, and that's how they get to Lake Town. If I recall correctly, it's been a number of years. Now, for me, they at least need to get through the Battle of Five Armies, which is the end of the movie.
You think they're gonna? So you think
the
whole first movie needs to be the whole book, the whole Hobbit?
For me, there's just like no good break there where they can say, okay, this is a good place to stop. You know what I mean? Because
it's not a long book.
I'm telling you, they're gonna leave the Shire end of movie one.
There's no way.
If they do, I'm going to fly to New Zealand and smack.
I mean, haven't they shown more than that in the trailer alone?
Yeah.
Showed a bunch of dwarves. That's about it.
We also showed Gandalf on like that stormy like the ruins or cliff or something, where it's all cloudy or dark.
Well, they've shown him in Rivendell as well.
And also Kate from Lost, isn't it?
And the one, oh yeah,
she plays an elf.
What did she do?
She's an elf.
She's an elf lady.
I think The Hobbit will be good.
Just so long. Just so long as they have the Rankin and Bass songs, then it's gonna be fun.
Isn't that in the trailer? Like the first trailer or second trailer?
The Rankin and Bass songs? No, I don't.
Well, there was a song. Someone sang.
I don't
Someone sang.
recall. Some probably did.
Do you guys want to talk about a video game real quick? I haven't played anything really new, but I did kind of want to talk about the Insomniac game that changed. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, we can mention it.
Yeah, I think that looks. I mean, I think it looks generic, but I think it also looks like fun.
Like,
Well, what do you think about like the tonal change that happened? Like they even changed the title.
Yeah, people who don't know that there was this game Insomniac like 2 years ago now, or maybe more. I think it was just 2 years ago, maybe. Called Overstrike, and it was kind of like a cartoony action game. Like it was actually very violent. If you go back and look at the original trailer,
Kind of like
teaser trailer.
TF2, but more textured.
Actually, yeah. Yeah, that's definitely the best comparison because there was violence, but it was a little kind of cartoony. We didn't hear much about it except that like there would be random tweets from Insomniac members saying, "Hey, this game's fun, it's coming along great." And we're like, "Yes, it's still making the game." And then when they finally like unveiled it, it was like genericized into like a military shooter with a bunch of dude bros. It just looks kind of generic and uninteresting. But the gameplay that they've shown, if you could search for like a how long? It's like 10 minutes, 20 minutes.
It's like
it's like this long.
Yeah, it's pretty long.
Yeah, this is a long game they want by Ted Price, who's like the CEO of Insomniac Games, and he kind of breaks down the core gameplay, explains what the core powers are from the 4 characters. So it's like a 4-player like co-op game, and each of the characters have like a unique weapon, and they also have like a regular weapons like assault assault rifles and the shotguns. But what's important is that each character has like a special gun that does something weird. For example, one guy is the tank, and so he has like
That
a
gun
shield.
looks awesome.
And yeah,
It catches-
the more it gets shot, like kinetic energy, and you could shoot it out like a force push against people.
And then there's that one girl who has that one gun that it like builds up and then it like turns into a black hole on people, which then sucks them in.
Yeah,
And
you could call it like a chain reaction of black holes.
Yeah, and
It's cool.
she can turn invisible and go and stealth kill people.
Yeah, this other girl has this gun that's sort of tantamount to like a freezing gun, where like it freezes people in like black goop, and then you could shatter them once they're frozen. And then the 4th character, I think she's also the healer type character. And then the 4th character is this black guy
Sniper.
with like a sniper. I think he has a crossbow. I forget exactly what his power is, but
Yeah, his like crossbow can do more than just shoot people. It's like trap bolts, so you like put down the bolts and then when they get near it, it'll electrocute them.
yeah. And basically everything about the game seems designed to like benefit group play. Like if you shoot through Dalton's shield, he gets points for shots going through the shield, and you get extra points for shooting through the shield. So like everything's very cooperative. It seems pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like I mean, the Resistance 2 co-op rewarded you for group play, but I don't think it did it as well.
No, it didn't. But it's clear that they wanted, because Resistance 2 was kind of a boring game. But the co-op mode was actually really, really fun. It was kind of bare bones, but like the core of it was really fun, and it seems like they said, let's try doing this co-op mode, but we actually put a lot of effort behind it, because Resistance 2 they were really like spread thin. They had like a big single player, a big co-op, big multiplayer, and none of it ended up being up good because they didn't really focus on one thing, right?
The co-op was the best part of it, though.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Like just the core of it was fun, and in that one you only had 3 classes, but you could pick 8 people, right? With this one is 4 classes, and you can only pick 4 people. At least in this one mode.
But if you play single player, you can jump between characters.
Yeah, they have like this leap command, so that it was just a smart idea, because I was playing a little bit of Ratchet and Clank All for One, and I finally deleted it off my PlayStation hard drive because I gave up on it finally, because it's not that much fun, co-op or single player.
Yeah.
And one of the things I didn't like about it is that like you could level up your character, right, and that's kind of cool, but you could only level one character up at a time. And I think if I had a leap ability where I could jump between the characters, it'd be a lot better, right? Because I could level up the characters evenly without having to like quit out and redo a level with the same person.
Yeah, also that game just has a bad camera.
Yeah, seems not great.
This game seems like this new Fuse game. It seems like a perfect game for us, like in Mumble.
Yeah.
I just want to get your take on like
That's
the tonal change.
Poop.
Yeah, maybe at the end of the day, this is gonna be cool. The characters will be likable or something like that. But it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
I wonder if the levels
Maybe they felt like they couldn't compete with games like Borderlands and like Left 4 Dead.
or EA made them focus tested to death.
Yeah. So this is the first game being pushed by EA, and they claim that EA did not in fact force him to change it, but they also said that they changed it due to focus testing. So it's not hard to like put two and two together or whatever, and see like the only reason they did this focus testing was because EA wanted them to.
It was probably like EA saying, you don't have to do it. If you do change it to be super generic, we will advertise your game instead of not advertising it at all.
Yeah, they've done that before, right? They had the partnership program where they've just let the games come out with no advertisement. I think Shadow of the Damned had very little advertisement.
Yeah, and I think Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning.
What about way back in the day, Oddworld game that died? Stranger?
Yeah.
Was that EA?
That was EA, and that had no advertising.
I mean, Left 4 Dead 2 was published by Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2 were published by EA, but Valve took care of the advertising themselves.
And that had pretty good advertisement, I recall.
That's because Valve paid like $200 million for advertising for it. I might be exaggerating. Maybe just a little. They spent 5 times as much as they spent making the game on advertising. But I think that game looks cool. I wonder if it'll have like the randomized like levels the way that Resistance 2 did in the co-op.
Yes, they basically had these level scenarios that they'd randomize which ones you play through in that map.
So lots of replay.
Yeah, but possibly not in this game because this game seems to actually have a story. So who knows? Like having too much story in a co-op game can be kind of annoying.
Yeah, because you always have to tell people to shut up because you're listening to a cutscene.
Yeah.
And then Dakazu is all, who cares? Cutscenes are dumb.
Yeah, and he skips it for all of us. We're like, no, what do you do? I wanted to know about
Are you
Dalton.
talking about Borderlands 2? Because, listen, I shut up for those, and you guys were talking over all the story, and then you're like, I wasn't paying attention. That's what you said. I'm quoting
Peace
you.
Walker, even though I didn't even play that with you.
Well, yeah, Peace Walker, cutscenes.
See?
The best. They're the best. They're the best.
Totoro, what do you think of Fuse?
Don't really.
Video games?
We'll see. It sounds like a video game, but yeah, I don't. To me, I don't. I'm finding it harder and harder to get excited about certain games, but it's just because I've had like my attention, pulled in so many directions over the past like month and a half or so.
Yeah.
So I'm just starting to feel more and more like ADHD.
It's just gonna get worse as all the new games are coming out.
I know it's and I don't tend to play a lot of new games when they come out either. So
yeah, if this game was from anyone else other than Insomniac, I don't think I'd pay any attention to it at all.
Yeah, especially as it is now. As it was before, it'd be kind of interesting, but as it is now, it's like whatever, dude.
It's like the opposite of Borderlands. This game.
Yeah.
Borderlands started out super generic, and then it changed the art style and got awesome. And this started out awesome, and then became super generic. And which is funny, because you'd think they would have used Borderlands as an example, because, big co-op game went to be funny and lighthearted with an awesome art style, and then it blew up and got super popular. Why wouldn't they do that?
Did EA publish Bulletstorm?
They did. I don't think it had any advertising either.
Maybe they just figured, well, we tried the funny route. Let's go serious.
But that was
epic.
Wasn't I didn't play Bulletstorm, but wasn't Bulletstorm like super dude bro like on purpose?
Yeah, it was.
Like,
It was dude bro times a million.
Yeah, like I'm gonna kick you in your faggot face or something like that.
It was Steve Blum dude broing up in my face, and I hated him.
The game was supposed to be pretty good though. I have it and I played it. I played the demo.
You should play it.
It's fun. I went from what I played.
I thought it was a good game. I wouldn't have mind playing a sequel.
Isn't there co-op?
There is not.
That is a shame. How could there not be co-op in that game?
I may be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure there isn't. I mean, it was the entire soul system and the point system was designed as a single player. That's why.
Maybe it has like a separate co-op mode or something.
I am not sure. Like we should move on. But before we go to Moviebox, this is something I'm just proposing right now. I want you to time me, okay? Give me 30 seconds. Try and sell Darfox on a manga that I'm reading.
Okay.
Get a timer ready.
Hold on, let me. I've got a timer.
I just want to try this out. Basically, I read a lot of manga. Wait.
2, 1.
No. I need to say this. I read a lot of manga, and Darfox reads some manga, but like I'm trying to convince more people to read manga. So I'm gonna try this segment where I'm only given.
You got 20 seconds left.
I'm only given 30 seconds to sell Darfox on this manga, and I haven't explained this to you guys before to the show. I'm just bringing this.
Oh,
up
Bulletstorm does have co-op.
Oh, I was mistaken.
It's a separate mode though.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so Darfox, there's this manga called Gambling Apocalypse Kaiji. It's about this guy Kaiji. He is a louse. He doesn't like go to his job. He's a slacker. All of a sudden, he gets hit with like he co-signed for a friend's like loan deal, loan sharks. You know, he has super interest. He's being like fined and like billed with all this interest bills. And to pay off this like whole loan, he needs to go into some underground gambling. And I'm talking about mob run. It's
Time's
like
up.
these guys are like selling off humans and trafficking and horrible like body parts, and it's just like horrible experiences, right? And they're being charged like millions and millions of dollars. So he has to fight and gamble his way out of these situations. And the gambling games are kind of interesting. Like the first one is like gambling card game with junk and pone, or rock paper scissors. And it's a lot of deceit, intel, and like he screws up a lot of time, but he always fights back. It's about him trying to get rid of the money and fight off this evil like mafia organization.
You went over.
Why
by
didn't you stop
38
me?
seconds.
He did. He said time up. And now Darfox, because you went over, you were not allowed to watch it.
What? No.
My evaluation, there was no mention of super cute girls in skirts, so no.
Is the name of this?
What? Are you serious?
Did you say the name of this is Listen to Me Because I Am Your Father?
No, it's called
Then
Gambling
no.
Apocalypse Kaiji, and there's like anime. There's also a live action movie, but the only thing I forgot to mention was like the artist is shit. Like he is terrible. I haven't read this up in like the manga thread. No, he sucks. He is like one of the worst artists ever. You'll look at it and you'll be like, a kid could draw better than this.
Then why in the hell?
Because
are you,
the stories are good. Stories are good.
So I might consider watching the anime then, because I assume the anime is a little bit more professionally done.
Yeah, but the art style still looks like horrible.
Watch the live action one, or
You could. I haven't seen it.
or do they just
Live
put really
action
bad
one is
makeup
like-
on them?
Yeah,
No.
they're already ugly people.
No. Live action one uses like a hot new happening like actor, but also like it just like condenses a lot of the events into like super fast. So
Who is the hot new happening actor?
James Franco.
I don't know. That's what I mean. Like young model type guy.
Justin
Jackie
Bieber.
I heard.
I heard you have a robot voice.
I heard that Dakazu was going to shave his head in support of Justin Bieber.
No.
So final answer, maybe I'll look at it, but I'm not too hopeful because you said the art's bad. Final answer.
But the live
Alright.
action one has a hot new actor.
Yes, we can move on to Moviebox. Yeah, sorry about last week's Moviebox pick. We have actually the movie boxes lined up now. But we decided to watch True Romance because we had talked about watching it before when we were talking about Tony Scott movies.
Should we?
Do you guys like it?
Should we give Liquid's opinion of it? To
Well,
start,
how about how he just said it was like the worst Tony Scott movie?
he says it's the second worst Tony Scott movie behind Beverly Hills Cop 2. He says it's terrible, and that is Liquid's take on this.
Well, I disagree. I think the movie was pretty cool.
Really? Because actually, I would be more close with Liquid. I did not think it was that good of a movie.
I think it had ups and downs, but at the end of it, I liked it.
No, X, what did you tell me?
I thought that this. It's been a while since I have seen it, and it's not that great of a movie, but it has some amazing scenes in it. Like it's a collection
Yes.
of amazing scenes, like the scene with Christopher Walken and Dennis Hopper.
Yeah, I can't.
Why was he so offended by the thought of African descent or whatever in his
Because
family?
this is written by Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, when I was watching that scene, I was like, "Yep."
Yep.
Yeah,
Well,
that was
written like
such
this.
a Quentin Tarantino scene with Dennis Hopper and Christopher Walken.
Well, before that, in the beginning, I had forgotten that Mr. X had mentioned this movie was written by Quentin Tarantino, but I'd forgotten that. And at the beginning of the movie, when he starts talking about Sony Chiba, I was like, that's interesting. It was kind of quirky and funny. This movie mentioned Sony Chiba, that's funny. And then a few minutes later, it says written by Quentin Tarantino. Like, oh, no wonder.
That explains
a lot
everything.
of the dialogue scenes are very quintessential Tarantino. You know?
Yes, they are. Like the scene with Drexel and Clarence.
Right, when he's describing that he made the wrong move by not sitting down.
Yeah.
He could have thrown him off by sitting down and eating his food. He would be like,
oh
whoa.
my god, Drexel, Gary Oldman.
So weird.
Right.
That guy kind
Do
of...
you guys remember when I said that this was Gary Oldman's best performance? It's so good.
It's not his best
but-
performance, but it's just crazy how straight he plays that.
And how, if you wouldn't know that that was Gary Oldman, it would be very hard to tell that that was Gary Oldman. He is unrecognizable. He is a really good actor.
Yeah, he is incredible. He may be the best.
It's
Even
like-
more than what's his face, the new Abraham Lincoln.
Yes. I would put him above Daniel
Yeah,
Day-Lewis.
but I can't believe he's never won an Oscar.
Gary Oldman has never won an Oscar? That's sad.
I think he got his first nomination last year.
Let's look.
Really?
Yeah, for
Yeah,
Taylor Swift's
it's unbelievable. I mean, I think he could have won an Oscar for his role in True Romance.
Yeah, I mean, people need to understand, in True Romance, he plays a white guy who wants to be a black guy, and it's like that guy from Tropic Thunder.
Only racist. Way more racist.
Super racist.
What do you mean, you people?
Well, yeah, it's funny how he what did he call him? White or cracker?
He thought it was. The guy must have thought it was White Boy Day. It's not White Boy Day, is it?
Yeah. Yeah, it is really weird, and how much he blends into the character. Because if you go watch The Fifth Element, he doesn't fucking look like Gary Oldman either there.
Yeah. What did Alabama say? He said that Drexel said he was part Cherokee or something.
Apache.
Yeah,
I think
something
Apache
like
said
that.
Yeah, that was weird. It doesn't explain the way he's acting.
This movie had such like a crazy ensemble cast.
Yeah, that was one thing that I was definitely wanting to bring up. It's like the first thing that struck me about this movie was the credit sequence, and it's not like how the credits were presented. It was just like name. It's like, you know,
Best use of Brad Pitt.
one
Brad
right
Pitt.
after the other.
Yeah, Brad Pitt was like the stoner roommate,
Just sat on the couch.
and I was like, "What is going on?" But I checked IMDb. This was before his first major movie.
Cool World.
This was like right after. No, this was right after Cool World,
California.
but it was before. What was the movie that really put him on the map? Seven.
No.
I thought it was. Well, no, this was a few years before 7.
I would have said 7 or not. I would have said Cool World. But Legends
That was more of a
Legends
minor
of the
movie.
Fall. Didn't he get an Oscar nomination for that?
That was after.
Was it after?
No. This
That
was
was
right
after
before
Seven.
Interview with a Vampire.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, yeah.
So was the guy who beat up Bama, was he Soprano guy?
Yeah.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, yes, that was Tony Soprano.
That's funny.
Did you
Totally.
notice that Val Kilmer played like the Elvis?
I did not realize that. I was sitting here going through, looking at the cast list. I was like, "Who in the fuck?"
I mean,
did
they got,
Val Kilmer play, and then it said
one of the
Elvis. I'm
cops
like, oh,
was,
yeah, okay,
Yeah,
Tom Sizemore and Chris Penn.
Samuel
Sean Penn's
Jackson
brother.
gets killed off in like 3 minutes.
yeah, he has a super small role.
Yeah.
This movie is crazy.
They got all these actors for nothing.
To kill him.
I mean, Christopher Walken was only in one scene.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he also in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Except he wasn't hiding watches in his ass.
That you know of.
Bronson Pinchot has a bigger role than.
But like
Brad
you
Pitt.
said, like this movie had some great moments, but as a whole movie, kind of bad.
Well, I don't think I'd say it's bad. It's just all over the place.
The music, first of all, that theme song,
Yeah, it's kind of weird, right?
it's really out of place.
It's been in like 100. It's been in like 100 things. Like anytime there's like a little montage of something, like it seems like I always hear that playing. I didn't realize where it came from until.
What about
Josh
Val
Elvis.
Kilmer?
We just said he was the
Elvis.
He played
Yeah,
Elvis.
but I mean, what do you
Elvis.
think of how he
Elvis.
appeared?
I think that was
How
that
it
was
never
kinda cool.
actually showed his face.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
I think that was a good choice. But I thought it was also weird how Elvis would show up and talk to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, He didn't seem like the smartest, most centered young man in the world, but
Well, he was
he also didn't seem like to be crazy.
he was clearly insane because he was seeing Elvis. Unless Elvis was really there. Do you think?
This is Christian Slater we're talking about, for Pete's sake.
What's wrong with Christian Slater? He's in Hard Rain.
He was also in Alone in the Dark.
He's also in Heathers.
I'm just glad that throughout this movie he did not do his Jack Nicholson.
You really don't like his Jack Nicholson?
It's not that. It's just that it's become such a thing.
Can we talk about the roller coaster scene? They had a roller coaster scene, for Pete's sake.
I thought that was kind of funny. I like how different characters reacted to the roller coaster.
Yeah, but then that's almost immediately followed by Patricia Arquette getting the shit beat out of her.
Yeah. Both of them got beat up pretty bad.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So when I was watching this movie, so this is a movie about dumb people getting way in over their heads. I don't really feel sympathy for any of them, but this could still be an interesting movie. I'm gonna watch it like that. But once she started to get beat up, and once she fought back in actually kind of intelligent ways, I was like, okay, I kind of want these two to get away with the money.
But then the ending sequence is just ridiculous.
Yeah, it was just a convergence of everything that could possibly go wrong.
Well, that's actually not like the best.
And it was over the top.
It's not the best Tarantino scene, but it's very similar with the talking and then the explosion of violence.
I think this movie would have been better if it had been directed by Quentin Tarantino, because I think it would have been all out of order, like all of his movies, or most of his movies, I should say.
I don't know.
Go on.
Go ahead.
Are we both waiting for the other one to go?
No one's
so.
gonna hear that awkward 10-second pause because you're gonna take it out. There's a 10-second pause there.
Okay, I'll go. What I was gonna say was I don't even know how to feel about the movie, because it just every time something happens, it's the fact that he leaves his license in Drexel's hands. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? You were all worried about not getting caught, and you leave your ID.
I think it's supposed to be portraying him as being really stupid. I think he's supposed to be dumb.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that's the same
good
thing.
Job.
Wait, don't tell me you're gonna leave your ID. You're not going to leave your ID. Oh, I think he left him at that ID.
I think he might be half mentally challenged. Can I say retarded?
No, you can't.
Go for it.
Retard.
I don't care. Go for it.
I think
Mental retardation is a medical term.
it is. I think he might be half that. I think he might be half retarded, because he was just doing some stupid things, and then he had a hallucination of Elvis where Elvis told him to go kill a pimp, and then he went and killed a pimp.
Well, the only scene where I thought was really strange was when he puts the gun to that guy's head in the elevator, but then as he's getting somewhere, he just backs off.
Well, the guy started basically...
Clearly that guy was being really obvious when he was like, I just want someone to come help and take me away.
And then the cops are just laughing about him.
Yeah, that's funny.
I really like just how funny Tom Sizemore thought everything was.
Oh, he was great.
I love this guy.
And then he was the first cop to die. But they all died. Everyone died except for Alabama and Clarence.
Wait, did Dick Ritchie die?
Yeah, no, he ran off.
Yeah, the actor.
No.
Yeah.
He threw the cocaine into the air.
Yeah, then I was like, well, because I was sitting there thinking, it's like, well, if they play their cards right here, they could wind up with the money and the coke and turn around and,
But nope.
sell it again or whatever.
When they made their way out of that entire shootout, did they have the money on them?
They took the briefcase.
Okay.
But why did the cops shoot the movie producer? He poured coffee on the guy. That wasn't a deadly weapon.
Because this is a freaking movie, and it was a movie made in the 90s.
And it was written by Quentin Tarantino, so therefore the plot needed to move along for some reason.
As I think, I like a lot of the scenes in this movie, but as a movie, I would say it's kind of weak. I wouldn't say it's bad though. I still enjoy the movie, and we'll watch it again in the future probably.
It's definitely worth it to watch this movie just to see Gary Oldman.
Yes,
it really is.
And that scene between Christopher
that was so
Walken and
good.
Stopper. That is, oh my God.
that scene. They were just doing things like he punched him in the face and he says, "Now you're all messed up." And then they cut his hand, and then what did they pour on it? Gasoline or something?
So I would think that would be.
Yeah.
I would think there was alcohol, something that would really make it sting. But then again, I've never had gasoline.
It would probably
poured
hurt.
on
I'm
me, but
assuming that would hurt.
I would have to think so.
So I was really confused when at the end during the shootout when Clarence got shot in the face. I couldn't tell if that makeup was to mean that like he got a bullet through the eyeball, or if it was like in the top of his head. And then later when she cleaned him up a little bit, I still couldn't tell if that was a scrape on top of his head or like a bullet inside of him. So I thought he died, right? I thought like, oh wow, the guy died with her.
Well, it looked to me like it was a graze, like from like on the eyebrow. I don't get why he was wearing an eye patch at the end of the movie.
The first first time she like got to him, like all his eye was covered in red. I thought that was just like bad makeup to me. Like
I think it's implied that like that eye got really fucked up, so he's like blind in that eye,
Much like Drexel. Because that's the same eye that was Drexel's
So
fucked up eye.
Alabama likes one-eyed guys.
Yep.
So was this like her first movie since Nightmare on Elm Street 3?
Yeah.
Patricia Arquette?
Yeah. She was in Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
Well, she was, before this, she was in between Nightmare on Elm Street 3 and True Romance. She had a handful of movies. Nothing really to write.
But she gets a lot of work. Don't you think that part's weird?
She's not a great actress.
But she gets a lot of work, that's what I'm saying.
I think she did fine in this movie.
She was, because she was supposed to play someone that was kind of ditzy and dumb, but at the same time knows how to use a shotgun.
Oh yeah, it's really unbelievable when she shoots the cop between like the bulletproof vest.
Yeah.
She was pretty far away, and I don't think she's used the gun before like that.
You don't know, she might have.
Yeah, I guess maybe.
Her best movie was still Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Dream Warriors.
Potentially Lost Highway.
Are we done? I think we're done.
She was in Prayer of the Roller Boys?
Yeah, we're done. Next week's movie box pick, we're going back to the rotation. It was Bobby Goggle's pick, Robot Goggle. And his pick was Indie Game, the movie.
Neato.
It is available on Netflix Instant Streaming, and I've been interested in seeing it. The only thing I know about it is I think Seamus said he paid money for it off of Steam, and then it was on Netflix Instant Streaming, and then he was upset that he wasted money. That doesn't fill me with a lot of confidence.
Well, he had just been mad that he spent money he didn't have to.
But it's $2.
Is it just $2?
It was like...
$2 is $2.
Wait, was it more like $10? I don't know. If it was $10, then I can see
I think it might have been like 10.
Okay.
Maybe it's €2.
Okay,
so
so
euros,
maybe
that'd be
that's
like
what he
$400
said.
US.
Pretty much.
Either way, this movie has a lot of like critical acclaim and gamer acclaim. People like this movie a lot.
I'm interested in seeing it.
It has the guy that made that game that came out this year in it.
Fez,
yes, that's the one. Thank you.
Oh, the
I thought you were trolling. Like you really didn't remember.
The guy, is that the same guy who said
yes.
that Japan
yes.
can't make video games anymore? Is this the...
No, he made
yes.
that at a
No.
Yes. About this movie. So, yeah, and also has Super Meat Boy guys. I think it has Jonathan Blow in it.
Yeah, for Bastion. Not Bastion.
Braid.
Yeah.
But we will talk about that next week.
Yes, we shall.
And then after that, it's Seamus's.
Which we also have. Well, to wrap up the show, thanks for listening. Thank you to Darfox and Space Humble for being on this week. Guys, please donate to the official Geekbox Mumble server. Find the information on the forums at forums.geekbox.net, where you can also PM me, Dakazu, Mr. X, or Totoro if you want to be on the podcast. Also, just come in and join the Mumble server. Come talk to us. Come play video games with us. Just hang out. Follow us at alltalk podcast on Twitter. Email us podcast@alltalkpodcast.com. Review us on iTunes. And don't forget to listen to the other podcasts, including the Geekbox, Comic Conspiracy, Good Job Brain, and the Comedy Bar. That just about wraps it up.
Horrorbox.
Am I forgetting anything else? Yes, I keep forgetting. Horrorbox. You guys are up to episode 5, 6? It's almost over.
I believe 4 just came out last week. So
You got 2 more?
5 should be going up tomorrow. If you're listening to this the day that it comes up.
Check out Horrorbox, where X talks about horror movies with Totoro and who is it? Bob Laba?
Yep. The next episode is going to be about Halloween 3.
Oh man, I wish I could be on that one, but after this, I have to go pack.
Is that by what?
The same director from the first 2 episodes? Okay, so you guys not doing just that director anymore?
No, the Burning was also not to us, which was the last episode.
Okay, I need to listen to that.
Yeah, anyway, go check that out. Besides that, thanks for listening. I love you.
If you're not a cute girl with a short skirt, I don't love you.